Good morning, everyone. Well, there it is. What do you know about that AMD, baby? Other than this is scary, right? Oh crap. 98 to 97. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. About 94 to 98, $4 jump overnight. AMD is my secret bay, just in case y'all ever wanted to know. What do I trade every day? I trade AMD because I just love it. Welcome, I'm Dark Algo. Thanks for joining me on another morning watch list building session. So pre-market prep. So yeah, lots of things. So basically, I have to adjust the time frame for it because of other commitments that I have. So I'm going to try to find a time that works. There'll be some various times throughout this week. What? Come on, SPY. You just dropped $4. Is that a... Hold on. This is a baloney. That candle, that's a $7 candle. That's a John Wicky Wick. It's a wick killer. Those are the 2-minute charts. So those are real candles. Seen on trading around I think there's one as well. Wow. So they just took out everybody's stops. The market's ripped today. All right. So what I was saying. So I'm working to work on the time that works better for me. It's just so I live in Arizona, right? And we're in Pacific Standard Time right now. So the 8:30, the 7:30 Eastern is 4:30 my time, and it's really early. You have an 11-year-old that wants all of your attention and tries to stay up late. So that plus a bunch of other stuff that's going on, I think I'm just gonna have to readjust the time frame. So again, thanks for reaching out, Johnny. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I've been going through a lot, and I like the advice you gave me yesterday. So thanks, appreciate it. We're gonna get into it. Let's do this. I got news, but I think our time would be better used to go over futures and then just grab any sort of big data that's going to be coming out or that came out right now. So let's check out Forex Factory. So events for today. Start getting some things loaded up here. Launch this guy, that guy, and be that one. Right. Events, economic calendar today. What do we got going on? Retail sales is going to come out right now. That's real. Let's see what it has to say. Hopefully it's up, because if it's up, then I think the market's going to gap up. All right. That's interesting. Huh. So Canada foreign security purchases at an estimated 9.45 billion. They bought 47 billion. That's a little off too much. I also have this puppy of mine that is being naughty and likes to low volume again. Okay, hold on, let me crank this sucker up. Check. I've been having issues with my computer lately. Second. Input is cranked over here. I can't go much higher, else it's going to max it out. All right. Interesting that they were off on their estimate by, like a 30 or 40 billion. There we go. Core retail sales up 0.6%. Is actually lower than our previous, but greater than the estimate. So that's pretty good. Other events today, we've got just a bunch of stuff coming through up until about, we have the Powell today and Meister after Powell. Interesting. And then So that's 11 Eastern. So typically what will happen on these kind of days is we'll see something like this, right? Ahead of Powell, there'll be some either ripping, and then he'll come in and he'll take his tone, and the market will dump off, or it'll continue to rally. I personally don't like really trading ahead of Powell, but I mean, look at this on SPY. You can't ignore the fact that it hit the 50-day and rejected so cleanly. This is our fire line, and that $6 candle back down to the 200-day, just so that it's like, hey, where's that 200-day at? Because it stopped us yesterday, right? Let's look at SPY a little closer, shall we? Right, there we go. So kind of flat into yesterday, right? A couple chain reversal failures, and then finally beat it. That 200-day came in, smacked us down. We came back down, and we just basically got squoze to this point, and something had to pop, right? So we popped up to the upside. The fire line came in, stopped us there, right? I've been talking about these good lines for a while. The 50-day smacked us down again, smacked right into it, and now we're just kind of just chilling, right? Like, okay, the 50 days there, the 200 days here. We need to know where we need to be ahead of Powell. Maybe a lot of this kind of action up until 11 o'clock Eastern, right? Which is, let's see, 11 Eastern, what's 8, 9? All right, so 8 o'clock my time. Go to that. This one. Oh, that's 11 o'clock my time. So, okay. I was like, that doesn't make sense. So we're looking at 11. So there can be a lot of this happening. Right? And then Powell speaking whether they're going to rip, right? So anytime we gap up, fill the gap at the open, right? And then find its footing and do one of those. We did it yesterday here, right? Now we're just going to do it here. So if you're in, again, this is the ultimate cold char market. So if you're in a good position, don't try to squeeze every last cent out of it. Get your profit, get out, re-enter, right? Okay. All right. So check these retail sales again. Interesting. So we missed by 0.1%. Is that going to be enough to really affect the market? This is what we need to pay attention to. This capital utilization rate should be the same. That be our capacity utilization. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Let's go to the futures and I'm just reading the news real quick. FSLR is in the news. TTWO, TSM, Twitter server down even more. What? Now, there's no room for it. Not a gap. All right, guess there is room for it. Tweet here. Our futures, 30-minute futures, looking good. V-shaped recovery, inverse head and shoulders, anyone? There it is. All right. All the pretty lines. They brought it down. Remember I talked about this being the base. It came back up. and we've been ripping up since then. Get to look, zoom in a little bit. All right, we talked about those quant theory levels, right? Very interesting pattern we got going on here. So our fire line, like I said, was at 4,100. I think we whipped up and hit that today at 401, right? So the only reason I'm cautious is that we haven't cleared the 21 day, right? We're still working towards the daily 21, which is at approximately 4160. What I think happens, we're going to come down, we're going to meet at approximately this zero line, 4129, 4150, 4140. What is he talking about? So this is a 21 day, and the trajectory of the 21 day is this, right? Price action trajectory is basically this here. So the 19th, right? 18th or 19th, price action should technically hit the 21 day, and at that point we're either gonna bounce off of it again, like we did the last couple times we came close to it, and we're going to continue to fall further and further, right? Or we're going to break above it and maybe chop for a little bit longer in between, 4,100 and 4,200, right? Until we can go up and test the 50 day, right? So that's the daily view, bringing it down to the 4-hour view, and I have to double check, but I've got one of these that is got pre-market data turned off. Right. 4-hour kind of the same. Came up, we broke it above 21, rallied up, back tested it. We're still there, right? It's still there. It's supporting us. Let's go back up. Made it. We got to get out of these mogul lines then, right? Came back down. Support there. Consolidation. Oh wait, that's the 50 day. What are we going to do when we hit the 50? Well, we're going to break up, gap up over it, right? All the way up to this is our daily quant theory level. The high 2 is defense mode for machines. Machines come in and they're like, oh, price shouldn't be up here. Let's defend against it. Let's start selling against it. Right? Trying to push it back down to where it feels safe, right? At its median. So 4,000 is the it's the mean. I guess it's the easiest way to, it's the best way to describe it. It is the mean for this week, right? For this week, 4,000 is the mean. We're going to get moves up to 4,100, or we're going to get moves down to 3,950, and it's just going to try to figure out its support levels. But we are above the 50 on the 4-hour, so the next step would be above the 21 on the daily, then above the 50 on the daily, and then we can breathe a little bit. So been a little inverse head and shoulders here happening on the 4-hour. Hopefully y'all can see that by now. I don't have to draw it out, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we go long above the neckline, which is currently 40, 50, 40, 60, and then we make the move up to the next resistance, which is I got a fire line here at 4,100. A lot of symmetry happening at that level. So if we can get above it and use that as a new base, then I can see us having pretty decent moves up. All right, checking on the 30-minute, and we'll keep going. Okay. So this is my daily quant level, right? 4,000 base. We're at the H2 right now, 30-minute futures. This is including yesterday. Into it. This looks good though. This looks real good. So we base at the mean, right? And then we go H1 through it to the high 2, right? And then from here, we may base between these two. But we do have stack positive moving averages for the first time in a couple weeks. But last time we got stack positive was kind of a spaghetti mess, right? We finally slowly built up. Now we've got a secure base. So 3980 to 44006 is pretty decent demand zone base if you want to put that on your chart. I've got a snow line at 39.97. Okay, I gotta turn this noisy thing off. All right, so 30-minute looks good. $41.0175 is my fire line. Okay. That's where I would put, I mean, I definitely draw a red line there. And then above it, we've got let's try to find the next target to the upside. So the fire line at 41.07, 4100 and 0.75, and then the next snow line's at 43.71. So that's going to be a huge move. So you see this little inverted head shoulders here, right? I think this may be the left shoulder, and this may be the head of a larger one. So pull up your 30-minute chart and look to see if that makes sense to you, right? So left shoulder, head, right shoulder turns into the head for another left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So that'll kind of give you an idea of highs and lows in ping pong, right? Because that's all trading stocks is playing ping pong. All right, moving on to the Nasdaq. I'm going to mix news in with futures. Gilead's in the news, Abbott, Citigroup after quarterly 13F showing Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway took a stake in the lender. Berkshire now holds 55.4 or 3 million shares, or about 2.9%. FSLR signs a definitive agreement to sell Japan project development and O&M platforms to PAG Real Assets. So First Solar is in cahoots with Japan. All right. There it is. There's that. We'll look at that in a minute. All right, same kind of story. The left shoulder, right shoulder action, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, setting up for a larger left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We'll get into that in a second, but nice move right off of I'll show you this. Yeah, so this purple line was like, oh, hey, is this the beginning of a head? And this is the beginning of a shoulder. They should hit this. Right, there's our high. We need to get above it. I think it's probably the 30-minute 21 day. Or it's a 50-day test, right? So sometimes it helps to use all the tools available and don't think linearly, think spatially, right? I don't know if you've ever seen data as it comes through, but there's some 3D rendering and some 3D modeling that shows stock market data in not like VR, but in a 3D model where it's not flat, right? And it's not two-dimensional, and this rotated. It's pretty cool. I'll do a series on it. What I'm trying to say is that don't just look at your angles as up and down, right? But think about rotating it. I mean, like, what would happen, if I draw a vertical line here, what's going to happen when the 21 hits that? So it just kind of gives you a feel for direction, right? Some of those things that just come with hours and hours and hours of staring at charts. All right, so we are forming the head of the big giant inverse head and shoulders. Dip down, we are the NQ's mean or median for the quant theory for this week is at 12411.75. Okay, that's the zero line, and from there we can go up two, 1-2 deviations and down 1-2 deviations. So if we use that as a zero line and we move this orange line there, we have a snow line on the NQ on the daily at 12847.25, 21 day coming down to touch that. So same deal. Once attempt rejected, twice attempt rejected, third time do we reject and continue to move down, or is it a head fake, right? We come up, we get rejected from the 21 and we sell off, right? We come up, we don't get rejected by the 21, right? We rip up to the snow line, which is at 13,466, and we chop there for a couple days to give us our right shoulder for this giant inverse head and shoulders that is got a neckline at about, and just that snow line is a pretty decent neckline, right? Neckline, 13,450. Okay, so up above 21. Today, I think we can get, from our daily quant theory, we can get up to about, for our 21 daily high one for our quants is right at 125.8375. So that's a 4-hour 21-day EMA. That's our H1 on our quant theory levels for the week and for the day. So nice rip up. It's also previous highs. So look for our chart, take previous highs for the last couple days. We hit that level. What do? Well, we rejected it once, came back down. We're going to go up and test it again. If ES has anything to kind of show what we should expect, we can get a break above it, but then we're going to get trapped right between our snow line, which is at 12942.50. It's our first one. And our second one, like I said, is at 13. You can make those thinner. 13455-ish, right? Okay. Directional. All right. All right, so I'd talk about, hey, a little left shoulder, head, from a right shoulder here, looks like it's doing that 30-minute. We had 2150 cross up, we rallied up, we smacked right into this, right, this level that, that got to figure out like a good name for that. The median, the zero line, I don't know, the Tony Montana line, right, Scarface line, because it's, right. I got to figure something out for it. But anyway, we smacked up into it, we chopped back and forth through it. 2150 stack positive moving averages. We're still forming the right shoulder of this inverse head and shoulders. Okay. Now, from a 30-minute perspective on our daily, like I said, we may come up and test the 50-day, depending on what happens with the Powell over the next day or so. Right. So the first step is, of course, getting above this neckline, which is either going to be 1, 2. One, 2, 4, 1, 7. That, let's just say that is the neckline. It's also the zero line. It's just massive resistance. Okay. If we get up above it, then we got the 50-day coming in right above it at use the low from February 2nd, or use the snow line, whichever one. If you like going from wick to wick, or if you just like generalized zones, because that's all it is, right? There's a general zone there that should provide resistance after we break above the 50 day. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Moving on to the Dilly Dally Daily Dow. What's up, Dow? How are you? I like that snowline stoppage. Crazy, huh? All right. So I've been tinkering around with some different indicators and tools, trying to find the equivalent of a bunch of paid stuff. Okay. I'm really trying to get this to where we can all work off the same chart, right? Unless y'all want to run out and buy all this crap. All right, let me see if I can figure out a way to get it packaged up for you. So, the Daily Dally Day, or the Dally Dilly Daily Down, whatever. All right, so from highs, right? There's something in this zone right here that just rejected us. We fell off. Oh no, we can't get back above our stuff. We fell off all the way down to the snow line. We wicked out to the snow line at 31. What is it? 31, 191, right? From there, we're like, oh, let's reverse. So now we're moving back up. The left shoulder, big old head, right shoulder. So we've got a lot more upward momentum, availability on the Dow, right? We've got a fire line at 33,630, snow line 32,116, and below that we've got one at whatever 31,119, right? So we broke above the snow line. We're going to go up test the 21 day. Excuse me. Looks like we've got some weekly support resistance here. Previous low, definitely 21 day. We may wick up to get it. We don't have to want this. But we're just in the massive previous demand zone, right? This little micro one right here. You see? Is really just one big giant. Right, one big giant demand zone. So look for the retest of the 21. Let's look at the 4 hours doing. What's we gotta do to get moving? Where's that resistance? All right, we came up, we hit 21 above it. Yay, we can get through it. Oh, we still got a lot of overhead resistance. Let's consolidate for a little bit and let the 21 bring us up to retest the 50 day on the 4 hour, which we did. So we went snow line to snow line, consolidation to mogul line, skyline. That's what those are. Skyline. Today is our first skyline test. We usually don't make breakthrough things on the first time, so let's look for a little pullback to 4 hour value area low is the top of this demand zone, and approximately 32391, lower end, upper end 32695. Okay, we could make it through the skyline. Where's our support? What's going to happen? Well, we're going to come back and retest this 50 day. Right? Okay, we do have support down here. We can get through this and not be afraid. Okay, it's a living, breathing animal. So we go up, we break through it, and we go past 3,300 later in the week. Now, this is a 4 hour chart, so maybe today is a chop day because of how, right? And then they bring it down. We have support. Watch what happens when it's 21. It's just 4 hour. Draw an intersecting line. Figure out what time that is. 17th at 11 o'clock, right? For me. And what happens there? Do we come back and fall, or do we use this upper snow line as our new base and continue to move forward? Okay. All right. 3-minute point control is at basically 32. You know what I can do? This. Tell me what it is. Yes, 30-minute point control. I have at 32,539. That mobile line, which is just the previous high, it's your skyline, right? You can label that as a skyline there, and then the next one is up at 33,047. Bigger picture, big old slumping left shoulder, nasty little head, slumping right shoulder. Okay, this is a base. This is a healthy looking base, right? We have stacked positive moving averages, 21, 50, 200, right? Angled up slightly at a generalized degree of ascent, right? This direction here. We have clearly defined support resistance overhead. I've got a fire line, which is our magnet at 33,626. Okay. So I think maybe the next couple of weeks or so, 33,626 magnet support, resistance. Okay. Moving on to the red-headed Russell. Now, when money starts flowing again, you have to think, where are they going to go? What do they want to get into? Is retail going to make its impression felt? Yes. There's only a limited amount of money. I mean, you got to look at, like, there's only so much that they can do. Okay. So where do they want to go? Do they want to spread it across the board, right? Or do they want to focus on rotation into different sectors? Keep an eye on the rotation. Figure out what stocks are moving where the ES or the SPY or the QQQ say they're ripping. Obviously, you want to find those. Let's just say the SPY and QQQ are falling, right? Find stocks that are up for that day. See what industry they're in or sector they're in, and be like, oh, okay. So when SPY and QQQ and the general overall market is having a down day, these are outperforming the market, right? So just create yourself a little list of that. See if they're all small caps. So we know that if large caps or tech's on a bad day, maybe rotate into some of the small caps for a day or so, and then rotate out. Okay, it's all about getting in and getting out. Anyway, all right. So daily, what happened? Came down. Oh no, we broke the 21. Wait, there's no 50 day to hold us up. What do we do? Wait, it's there. We can't get through it. Oh, we got through it. We can breathe. No, wait, what happened? Market's all up. Okay. Fire line's at 1715. First snow line is at 1838. Second one, 1915. We have a tree line 2037, 2037.5. Upper snow line at 2115.7, and then above that 2162.5. Okay, that's our range using Voodoo lines. You all can mark them up on your chart, and you can see how price action interacts there. Okay, 21 days way up here, 1872. We got to get through this snow line. Our fire line held us up. This is our base. We got support here, right? Let's move up to retest the 21 on a daily so that we can finish this giant head that we're making right now. Another inverse head and shoulders. 4-hour chart looks pretty decent as far as the market being the same. Okay, got above the 21, retest the 50, got squoze into it, right? Big, nice bull flag breakout. Right above our skyline. Oh, we can breathe. Upper target at that first, our lower snow line, right? 1838. Yeah, we've got a little bit of room here. With support coming in, like I said, inverse head and shoulders. The neckline on this is probably right where we're at right now. Let's look at the 30-minute to kind of guide us. All right, inverse head and shoulders. Yeah, it's like the neckline is these previous highs. These two mogul lines, I can't remember if I gave you all those levels. 1761.8, and then skylines, and then the other one is at 1791. Use that as support. Today's target 1838.6, or possibly $18.67. That's a big move, but it looks healthy, right? excuse me, a little bit more choppy than the rest, but you do have stacked positive moving averages, 2150, 200. The last time it's been kind of in this position where the angle of ascent with price action is in line with the moving average, right? It's been a while. Like, I wouldn't consider that because of the super volatility and the chop on it. But it's been since the beginning of the year, right? March 16th. And this is a little too steep for the healthy angle, right? I can't remember what it is. I think it's like 36 degrees or something like that. But this is super chop. All right. Let's see how. It's still pretty. It's this one here. Anyway, I think we ripped today. We're gonna obviously back test the 21 on our way up, but we do have overhead resistance coming right at that snow line. That's target 1. Just want to check something. So if we were to think Elliott wave, right? Something like this. Does that make sense? I mean, the bigger one would be, this would be the 5 point, right? This would be 3. Whoa. Okay, I guess we're gonna look at SPX now. It's weird. Computer screen. Look at that. This is that healthy angle. So if you want to figure out what it is, just find out whatever angle that is. That's the angle they want to keep the market at. SPX, another big giant inverse, head and shoulders before, right? We blow off the top. Yeah. So we have a lot of work to do on the SPX, but nice reversal right after there. Okay. That is it for. Let's look at gold real quick. Oh, wait. Chart back. Something's right. Okay. This thing's, it's lagging for some reason. Irritating. All right. What is the rest of the market going to do today? All right, 30-minute charts, right? It kind of looks like a dragon. We might have a down. Chop, chop, chop. Once, twice, 3 times. Breakthrough or failure, right? The 30, like these, very similar, but notice the Inku is completely different, right? Everything kind of looks like seahorse, 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 right? Inku's like, I don't know what I'm doing. So, gold hit a critical level today. 30-minute 200 is at my 30-minute 200 is at 1828. We ripped up through it. We're back testing it. for support. The 21,200 crossover should be a big boost for a lot of, well, for gold, right? So maybe that transpires as the market's coming down. You know, the gap fade at the open, so fill the gap at the open, and then chop till Powell, and then choose a direction from there. While that's happening, gold will be a 2150 cross up and over or rejection. So watch gold. Crude, just you can't beat this move, right? 2150, 200, all crossed up and over, ready to go. Crude's next target, 116, ladies and gentlemen. 116 upper target for crude and bond futures, right? This is really, I mean, if you look at it this way, if you pull up TLT, you can kind of look at this. We ripped up, right? Back tested the 21, failed that, came back down, held up by the 50. Finally going to get our moving averages stack positive again and begin our angle of descent, right? Should be down. And then the yen, right? It did some damage to us, right? But now it's finally settling on, hopefully, a slow grind back down to previous lows. Okay. The general rule of thumb is if these bottom row is down, the top row is up. That's the way we like to make money. Okay. All right, let me get into your plays real quick, and then we'll look at, if we have time, we'll look at my bread and butter list. What happened, AMD? Seriously? Anyway, I swung calls. You can't just give your boy a win. Come on, hook it up. Go. All right, so we gapped up to previous highs, bounced right at the 4-hour cloud. I would anticipate AMD having a day. AMD above 99.44. Next resistance is 101 or 101.16, and then 102.25. Above 102.25, look for any sort of a pullback. Use that as a base for the next step up. That is the move off of the 4-hour top, off the daily top, and then weekly. It should be, yeah, on the way up to the weekly mid at 108.59. Does it happen today? Maybe by the end of the week. Okay. If that's the case, I'm swinging my I'll have the 108 calls. Ooh, those are going to money. Fun. All right. Let me pull up. Totally forgot that was mine. Sorry. Nvidia, SPY. Let's just do this. I'm not even going to go into what this is if you don't know what FlowTrade is by now. You should probably sit back and watch my channel for a couple more days. Or go back and watch some previous episodes. Are you working through your alphabetical list, Johnny? You're going to work on Trade the M's today? All right. Nvidia. Okay, just think everything is inverse head and shoulders. We do have a little bit of divergence. Nvidia, this is a falling channel breakout or a rally up, pull back to support, next move up. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Think. Just try to keep that in mind for, oh, it's going to go up or is it going to come back eventually. We do have the deviation at 179.50-esque. I didn't even look and see what Nvidia is doing right now. 182. Jeez, what a move. Regular blocks 174, 174, 177, 06 is the dark pool level. Now we have previous highs at 200. Use that as a psychological level. Expect the flow index to make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move, right? So I like the 200 level. There's definitely a trading zone from 185 to 200. Contrarian, we've got this regular block trade base at 171, 174, 173.43 up to about 174.76. Flow index is continuing to make highs, higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so look for this kind of a move here to happen, right? We go up, we hit psychological key values, and then we pull back to this base that we created, right? Or this 183, 184 new base that's going to be created. There's a little gap right there that needs to be filled, and once it's filled, we're good. Okay. The SPY, right? This is just clearly defined divergence. We've been talking about it for a long time. I posted this chart a million times. 416 is going to be the target, right? That's where that divergence began. It traded out there, came back up, and used it again. So the divergence started on, in my opinion, on the 6th at 413.55. Think inverted shoulders, flow index, higher lows and higher highs, right? Just 404 is the lows, so that's going to be the new base. We rip through it, we come up, we test 418, and then we chop back and forth. Okay. I don't know what MOS is, but I do know that I see the flow index moving with price. We have a white line, which is regular and dark pool on top of each other at 58.73 or 58.74, and we've got another one, or we got a dark pool level at 63.08. So the way I'm seeing this is they've been net selling, right? They bought with it, divergence traded out. Previous blocks probably filled, and flow index is pointed pretty drastically down, so I anticipate pulling price back down with it to about 58.74. Wu-Tang reversal, breakout. Yeah, so if the flow index does dip down, makes a new low, then definitely should pull price down with it. So kind of this move right here, right? Another one of these right here. All right, MU Micron. I hate this pattern right here. It looks like a seahorse, but it is Wu-Tang reversal. Little Wu-Tang reversal there on the flow index. Resting at a dark pool level 70.47. Regular block resistance 71.51. Okay, that's also going to be the next support. The flow index used it as support for a long time. But I don't know count how many times it touched that regular block trade level, right? Like 15. Put it on your chart. It's going to be definitely level for Micron to have to deal with. Flow index is just, we're trading with price right now. I mean, there's separation, but there's not deviation. Like this is deviation, right? Well, yeah, right. This is deviation. My lines aren't drawing. Anyway, that's deviation. This is trading with price. Okay. All right. What's up next? What did I forget? CSCO. I want to look at Andy, Tesla, and Intel. All right, Cisco, right? A little bit of deviation. It's traded out here. It's traded out. White line level 49.51. The flow index and price are heading in separate directions. Looks like a rising channel. Also, if that's the left shoulder and this is a head, this is the right shoulder. I would look for pops to around 50.71. If we get above there, there's going to be resistance at 51.67 and then another move up to about 53. Remember, we're forming the left shoulder, so we got to go up and then down in base. So that white line level, 49.51, is going to be super important. Okay, Tesla, they're net selling, right? I'm not joking. This is price actions trading with the flow index, but it's making lower lows and lower highs, right? Yeah, we had a little bit of a rip, but there's not deviation and there's not direction. So I would anticipate Tesla to continue to move down as long as, and these two are now in bed together and closely related. And I'm going to, right? So the flow index is relatively trading with price until we came down and we hit 37.41, white line level. Gap down through all these dark holes. Like, people are in here trying to make large purchases. They're like, well, we're either going to buy the dip or we're trying to short it to zero. Now, we've got very, very brand new, young, bullish divergence in that the flow index made a high, made a higher low, and it's made a higher high, higher low, right? That level is this one. I'm going to err on caution. 39.85 would be the divergence level. Okay. AMD, yeah, what a mess. All right, so in the big scheme of things, if this is the left shoulder and this is the head, then we need a right shoulder, so we need to have some down days, right? But I don't know if that's what's necessarily going on with AMD. I'm seeing possible Wu-Tang reversal, right? 1, 2, 3, reversal. Piece of blood. 8. All right, so we rip through all those regular blocks. We do have 99.50, so that 100 psychological level should be resistance, but no deviation. Mattel. All right, so this is, how should I trade this? This is a great play. So if something is ripping like this and the flow index is net selling for a long time, this is unusual. So what I would have done is look for the pullback on this and shorted this because it is now trading with the flow index, right? So the flow index is flat to a little bit, so this is like compression. So look for some chop, right? Maybe it comes back down and makes another low, right? And gives us a channel. So Mattel, dark pool level at 25.70, regular block trade level resistance at 26.38, and then the downside of that's 24.69. So there's your range. I would look for potential move back down. When it compresses and consolidates like this, I just give it a couple days till it figures out what it wants to do, right? Find something else to trade, but yeah, I see bearish improvement. All right, I gotta run. Thanks for bearing with me. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you all tomorrow. I'm in the chat group. If y'all want to reach out, let me know. If you got anything going on that you think I should look at, let me know. I'm probably just gonna sit back on my my AMD calls and just probably break even on them, if not go a little bit in the money. I haven't been super actively trading. I'm dealing with a lot of other stuff, but you know, I'm a trader. That's what I gotta do. All right, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. Love y'all. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.